Testing, T minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, turkey sandwich, testing, T minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, turkey sandwich, ollie oxen free. Are you there? LA, are you there? Present. All right, we're doing a sound check, quality check, audio check, take 2 on morning mood. We are still on time because it is technically Monday morning. I'm checking to see if I can hear the music in the background because I have my music positioned in a different location. So just for a moment, I'm going to be quiet for a couple of seconds to see if the music is picking up in the background, please. The music is picking up. It's kind of quiet. I'll turn it up just one smidget. A smidget more. More tea. More. You cannot have more tea. Hello? Wait, I'm doing that wrong. I can hear myself. What I'm doing now is checking for the audio. You know what? I was about to say I can barely hear it. That's why, because, as usual, when I'm doing the sound checks, the song starts to fade out and I had to wait for it to loop around. I need to get off that time wagon. Okay, the music's starting back up. I'm going to see if I can hear the music in the background. The music is so teeny tiny quiet. Y'all, once again, it feels like I'm going through an ear test. Like when you get your ears tested and they'll be like, is there sound? Can you hear the sound from the left ear or the right ear? And you sitting there like, have you started the test yet? There's 5 minutes ago. They're like, oh no. Is something wrong with my ear? Wait a minute. Can you do the test over? I wasn't ready. All right. Thank you so much. I'm up here trying stuff out. Wondering if I need to hop on over to the bariatric hearing people to see if I need to get my ears tested. I tell you one thing for sure. Do not let the no offense, do not let the cheaper earpods or earmuffs fool you, because they'll have you thinking you cannot hear. Because I had Chile, what's going on? High five, good child. I'm up here trying. I'm in the middle of talking about do not let purchasing cheap earbuds fool you. Because I have 3 different sets from the Dollar Tree. Because you just need some extra ones on standby. Then you have your most treasured earbuds or earmuffs, somewhere else. But the sound quality varies, right? So having said that, I get mixed up and I'll be like, dang, is my hearing going bad? Because I cannot hear everything. But when you put on those bass ones, you hear everything in the background. People coughing, people whispering, cats meowing 3 blocks over. You like, dog, my hearing must be on point today. No, it's the it's your earmuffs that you have. Thank you so much for your encouragement, Chile. I am going to keep going. Welcome into the second attempt of Morning Move. It is 8:22 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I'll have you know I'm getting ready to try to make the attempt to chat and talk at the type and talk at the same time. Good luck with that, LA. Good luck. Y'all hear them back there? Just back there hating. Whatever. I'm going to keep moving forward. Just like Chile said, I'm making sure I'm telling all my cool peeps hello. Thank THANKYOOOU. And I am looking for my emoji of expression. I can't tell you this. January, y'all, it's too many. Y'all, it is way too many J's in this calendar year. We've got June, July, and January. I can say in this month of January, there have been some involuntary changes that have been happening on my platform, but I don't mind because they're actually working out in my favor. For example, I prefer the horizontal setup of live streaming, but I stuck to vertical streaming because that was what was working for me, right? However, I like this because it gives me more space in my work area, and then you get to see the background. I don't feel so closed in. Welcome to Morning Move. Today is 8:24. Oh, it's just such a small fit. It felt like I was reporting to you guys live from a shoebox or a matchbox. You know how they say the folks in New York City, they pay $3,000 a month in rent for a matchbox apartment. Well, that's how I felt when I was live streaming for a little over a year continuously on the vertical. It made me feel tight, and it felt like everything was closing in on me. So I can't say I'm glad that this situation in January, I said it right, you ain't laughing at me. In January, the things that were supposed to be set up as obstacles or deterrents, they all have been working out in my favor. So it's good to see me on the screen. Oh, y'all, my teeth sensitive. It's good to see me on the screen like this. And I'm glad you guys can hear me and that I'm not having any glitches. What I'm going to attempt to do right now is minimize the screen that I'm recording off of. I can tell you something else for sure. I did a tester about an hour ago, and I kept that private. But the thing is, it's like when I'm doing the tester, it doesn't really count because I was fussing at the computer while I was doing this tester through my desktop or my laptop computer. And I'm like, what's the point in doing the tester? Because the real test only happens once I push that live button. When all my thousands of cool people come into the live stream and start hanging out, interacting with one another, that's when the real test begins. And so here we are. This is low-key test number 3 or 4. And you guys are saying everything is coming in really well. I don't know why I have these earmuffs in. Hold on. How does this work? Do I take these out? And will I get feedback? I just unplugged my earmuffs because I wanted to do quality control. But I'm wondering now if I'm gonna plug them back in. Oh, Holly oxen free. No, they don't have anything to do with anything. I'm gonna hang these up, get them out of my way, and keep going. Today's live stream is going to be about bubble tea or bubble tea. What is it? How do you boba tea or bubble tea? What is it? It is boba tea, BOBA, or bubble tea. Either or, it's interchangeable. And that's what I'm going to be talking about today. I did the survey, and you guys are already voting on the survey. I don't have a way so I can see, I haven't figured out a way so I can see what you guys are saying yet. Once again, I am just figuring it out while I'm live streaming. I'm going to go on and get started. The setup is a little new to me, but I'll get used to it. Bubble tea or boba tea is a popular Taiwanese. Here we go with these words that I do not know how to pronounce. Whoo! What a way to start the show, my cool people. Moving forward. Let me see here. Horizontal because I'm not on my cell phone anymore streaming. The other thing I like is because I'll have more access to my family, because when they're trying to reach out to me online while I'm live streaming, it's hard to keep the lines of communication open because I was live streaming from my cell phone. So I'm glad about that as well. So just one moment while I get everything. I gotta charge up my cell phone so it can be at the ready. I still am going to continue with my schedule. My schedule is later on today. Now I pushed it back because I had technical difficulties. I will be making another live stream video today, but that's going to be at a later time. But right now it's Morning Mood with ELAY TV. The time is 8:28 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I have another clock right here, so I can tell you what time it is on the other countries. I'm going to pull it up really quickly. It's some weird stuff popping up on here. So right now in Sydney, Australia, the time, they are 16 hours ahead of us, and the time is 7:48 p.m. Tuesday in Sydney, Australia. Isn't that crazy? And then in London, it's 8:48 a.m. They're 5 hours ahead of us. California, it is 12:48 a.m. and in Egypt, it is 10:48 and it is 7 hours ahead of us. So they're almost, the people in Egypt, they're about to approach the spot in time where it's time for them to start figuring out what in the world they're going to eat for lunch. That's pretty cool. So during my process of transitioning from one device to the other, it gave me a little free time to see which way I wanted to go. And the way I wanted to go is using the what do you call it? My Chromebook. But while I was getting that together, I found a cool feature on my tablet, because my tablet is playing the music in the background. I have my Chromebook on, to which I'm live streaming from now. And I have the cool timer set on here so I can keep abreast of what time it is from all my cool people who are going on around the world, and I know that makes sense. So bubble tea or boba tea is a popular Taiwanese drink, or Taiwanese, if I said that correctly, made from a tea-based mix with milk or fruit, sweeteners, and unique chewy tapioca pearls, boba, or other toppings, served cold or hot with a wide, thick straw to slurp up the bubbles and pearls. Now, I was first introduced to boba tea before when I was in, let me see, I think I graduated high school. I want to say maybe 2 or 3 years after graduating high school, I was introduced to that tea, boba tea. And I didn't know how to drink it. I just saw the bubbles down in there though, right? I did see those things in there. And like I said, I didn't know how to drink the tea. I know it looked fun. It was cute. And at that time, there were a lot of people talking about it. And so that's what we got. I was holding a conversation with the lady who took me out to get some of that tea. And unbeknownst to myself, I didn't realize that the little what did they call them, the tapioca pearls, or the, unfortunately they're like marbles in the tea, was going to get sucked up through the straw, and one went up and went down my throat, and I was embarrassed, but I tried to hide it. I didn't want her to know, and I was trying to hide the coughing, but my skin is light, so I probably turned really red because I know she was asking me if I was okay. And this is actually the first time I actually decided to take some time to talk about this story. And it's like, this is so stupid. I feel so embarrassed. I don't even know how to drink this tea right, let alone I don't know much about life to begin with. And now I go way out here and try the tea for the first time in front of somebody, and bubble tea almost took my life because I didn't know, why do they make the straws so big? That's dangerous. The little marbles in the tea, one went up into my straw and I drank it, and it made me choke. So from that moment on, during our time hanging out, I was nervous to drink any more of the tea. The flavor that I had, it was more of a clear color. To me, it tastes really weird. It was a brand new taste. I didn't want to just dismiss it because it was something new. I had to just, give it some time and see if I could recognize some of the hints of flavor in the tea that it had. But y'all, it was hard for me to get past that first step. And that first step was me almost losing my life in that tea cafe on the late night evening after the sun has set in Lansing, Michigan, where I drank boba tea. I want to say shouts out to the lady who took me out to get the tea. She's no longer with us. She has transitioned. She was a nice woman. So I know for sure she didn't make fun of me in that way of, me choking on it. I'm quite sure she told her daughter, of course. But besides that, I didn't feel that bad because it was her, and she wasn't one of those types of people who would intentionally set me up for failure or public humiliation just so she could have a story to run back and go tell her family and friends how dumb black people are, because she was Caucasian, but she was really nice. So I'm thankful that in my experience, I got to, I'm thankful for her, because when I have my moments in life where I have anxieties sometimes because I grew up with a lot of bad experiences around people not my race, along with people my race. I think of Miss Vance because she was really, 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 really a very genuine, authentic, nice Caucasian lady. And when I think of her, I know that not all Caucasian people are me. So I do miss Miss Vance, but I'm glad I was able to have her be in my life for that moment. She was a part of my life for a few years because we actually worked together on and off. So she introduced me to that tea, and now I'm here sharing the thoughts and memories with you guys. The tea I am willing to try again. It was a clear tea, and it reminds me of the flavor I had reminds me of a ginger ale. For some reason, it tastes like a very watered down ginger ale, but for some reason, it still tastes strong. I don't know how it's possible for something that tastes watered down to still taste really strong up in here. And not like in an alcoholic beverage type of way. This tea tastes strong like if you had a Coca-Cola and it was fresh out the can and it was super cold. And when you drink, you're like, woo, that's some tough soda. Well, that's how this tea was. So I was hit not only with the combination of the bubbles being in the tea looking like that, tea being strong, then it was really cold. And then why did they put tea in a McFlurry cup. And then in addition to that, why was the straw so big? And then I'm wondering, like, what if I slurp up too much and swallow one of these marbles? I know it's not called marbles, but what else you gonna call it? And when I swallow one of these marbles, and I did, I had so much to think about in my head, all at the same time while I was sitting at this table trying to drink this tea. And did I say try to hold a conversation and try to be normal and natural? It was just too much for your girl in one night. I was ready to go home, but y'all, we had just got there, and I wasn't gonna be able to drive back. You know why I wasn't gonna be able to drive back? Because I didn't drive myself. I rode in with her. So even if I wanted to leave, I could not. And in addition to that, we were, how many miles away was that at that time, y'all? It had to be a 5-hour drive or something. It was a 5-hour drive. I never had boba tea. I don't like tapioca. Hey, today in this one shining moment is my first time actually realizing that that's what was in my drink, because the description says bubble tea or boba is a popular Taiwanese drink made from a tea base mixed with milk or fruit sweeteners and a unique chewy tapioca. I didn't know that was tapioca in my drink. I just still to this day call them marbles, and I'm like, well, this is dangerous. You don't put marbles in the drink, and then in addition to that, give me a straw where I can accidentally slurp one down. And I did, and I got scared. I thought I was gonna pass away at the table. So I don't think that's the drink for me unless I ask them, can I have a regular straw? Because I know me well enough to know that that might happen again. It's cute. I can't say that. It's worth ordering if you just like want to order something cute just because. But if that's the case, just get some cute stickers in the form of boba tea and call it a day. I am willing to try it again. However, I am going to try it with the smaller straw. So just be advised, y'all. When you're trying boba tea, if you're not a multitasking type of person, how about requesting the smaller straw? I can tell you that much for sure. I had to remind myself of that too, so I don't get caught up and forget. I know I'm not the only person who sat up there and ordered that tea and swallowed one of those tapioca marbles. Are y'all too embarrassed to admit it? Because in that moment, I felt like a plumb fool. Moving on. In the background, I am also trying to get my tab open. I need to close out some of these tabs. I might have too many tabs open. I'm going to check and see really quickly. Yeah, I do have a couple of tabs open. Just a sec. Can I still get? Already looked that up already. One. I'll keep that tab open because I'm using it. I've got my memo pad open. Perhaps I will open up my memo pad and merge that in Windows so I don't have too many windows open. Do it. One more thing I'm going to check while I'm back here is seeing if I have too many YouTube windows open as well. They have some of everything now. It's been a long time. It had to been over, I want to say 15 or 17 years since I've had one of those things. Now, in my first attempt at the live stream, one of my cool peeps said that he never had one before, but he lives in Australia, and he said that they're starting to get the bubble teas cafes over in Australia, but that started last year sometime. So Lansing, Michigan. And that was the first and only time. And due to my experience, I haven't been on a venture to look for it since. How about that? So it says here, according to AI Overview, sweeteners and unique chewy tapioca pearls, boba, or other toppings served cold with hot or a wine thick straw to slurp up the bubbles and pearls. It originated in the 1980s and offers a fun textural experience. Endless flavor combinations, making it a global sensation, enjoyed as both a refreshing drink and a snack. Y'all, it's too many combinations of experiences you get with that drink. If you're one of those people who don't care to have your one food taste like a whole bunch of things, well, that's the drink that with this drink, that's what you're going to experience. The key components in this tea: usually black or green tea, sometimes oolong. I've heard of oolong tea. Now that's how it looks. Now I was familiar that it looked like that, the word oolong, but this is my first time actually seeing it in real life. I've heard of it a lot, like on TV and stuff. Milk, fruit, tapioca pearls, known as boba, sweeteners, toppings. So these are the components that come in it. Blah, blah, blah. Matcha tea. If I didn't know what I was drinking. Dun, dun, dun. Tea base, usually black or green tea, sometimes oolong. We've got milk, fruit, adds creaminess, dairy or non-dairy or fruit flavor. I haven't had tea with milk in it, although I've heard a couple people around my mom's age say that they've done that. I think for example, one being my mom, who mentioned putting milk in her tea, but it was like on the lines of my mom remembering her mom putting milk in the tea, because I think she said she did that to settle her stomach. And then I believe there was a woman I used to work with around my mom age making mentions of putting milk in tea. Now, I don't know if she partook in that for herself or if she was recalling the story where she once made that for someone else. But nonetheless, to each his own on that. Tapioca pearls, the boba, we've got chewy, chewy sweets made from tapioca starch, cooked, often steeped in syrup. Well, when I got mine, it didn't seem like it was cooked. It was so slippery. That's why it went up the straw. How can you, that's my next question. How in the world can you safely consume this drink without choking? I'm getting ready to type something like that into here right now, because if AI Overview can provide me some tips, maybe I'll be able to drink without hold on. What is this computer saying? Your connection is unstable. Oh, come on. So what I'm doing is I might have to look up my information on my cell phone, because it don't seem like my computer is allowing me to run too many things at one time. So with my cell phone, I'm going to have to be looking information. So just a moment. So everything will probably work better. This is wiggity, 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 wiggity work, yo. I'm getting ready to ask that same question in my cell phone. This is trash because now I had to reset how I'm doing everything. I'm going to have to take my cell phone out of the case. Back to that again. So boba tea, how? Make sure I don't have any important information on here, since you guys see my phone now. Make sure I don't have any stuff take back here y'all don't need to see. Dang. Okay. Can you please tell me how can I safely... Now, the downside when I'm streaming horizontal, as you can see, the numbers plummet into the toilet. But I get the most views when I'm in vertical because of modern day technology. So that's what happened. So I had to figure out how I can get my cool peeps to come over here and watch me in live stream. Before I really started getting my views and stuff, I struggled with that, and I still struggle with that. The numbers are very different when I live stream horizontal versus vertically. I wish it wasn't like that, but here we are. Can you please tell me how I can safely drink bubble tea without choking? So I'm waiting for the answer to load. It says here, to safely drink bubble tea and minimize the risk of choking on the large pearls known as boba, here are a few simple tips. Now, it's a crying shame that AI Overview has to provide me instructions on how to safely drink this tea. So if there's answers that's coming up expeditiously, like T.I. would say, then I know I'm not the only person who had this problem. It's a crying and a shame. Put it together, what do you get? It's a crying shame. As I attempt to share out this stream, I'm going to put it on my copy. I'm going to try to share it. You know what I need to do? I need to try to share it from my cell phone. Please stand by, my cool piece, as I toggle through life on real stream, trying to get this in working order. Now, this is what they don't prepare you for when you're practicing behind the scenes on YouTube. Hey, what's going on? I'm up here struggling. It's tough, man. It's tough. Yeah, because I was telling my audience that when I go horizontal, my numbers plummet into the toilet. But when I do vertical, that's when I get all the views. So I'm up here just we're good now. Figuring out how to share this thing out, because I just realized that it's different. I cannot look up information on here at the same time while I'm streaming, or the computer starts saying it cannot. My stream, I get a warning triangle saying a weak connection. So now I have to be up here on my phone looking up answers, and I'm like, I hope I don't accidentally show too much, because I wasn't expecting to do all this, you know. Like, oh, come on. It's a crying shame. I'm toughing it out, all right. And then as I'm talking, a menu come up asking if I want to reload the page. Why would I want to reload my live stream? Try not to do too much, man. That's all I can say. Try not to do too much at one time. They can't hear me. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children, pets, plants, and animals, the YouTube struggle is real, but I still push forward towards the mark. Giving my audience, the party of five, a complete entertainment. I do want to thank you guys for coming in. I'm not leaving. I'm going to give you the complete time, even if it's an hour of change. But thank you for coming with me as I repurpose my live stream back to how I originally wanted it to be 10 years ago, before I was forced into live streaming. Now I'm forced back into live streaming horizontally, and I am scrambling around trying to figure out how to put this thing back together. This is gonna have to go somewhere in the blooper reel. What's going on? High five. Welcome back. Welcome back. There was a celebrity. Thank you so much. And I'm glad you said that, because I'm about to think of something. There was a celebrity that was classified as a diva. And I think it was a male because once he got famous, he kind of was like real over the top. I don't want to say it was Tom Cruise, but it was somebody in that area. But nonetheless, they were like, "Oh, welcome back! It's been a long time. You've made your comeback. Welcome back!" And then the face went from smiling and happy to like, okay, what did I just say? Did I strike a nerve? He's like, "Welcome back." I'm like, "Uh-oh." Then he crossed his leg. "Welcome back for what?" "I never left." I'm like, "Oh no, he's in delusion. Bro, you've been going like 15 years. That's why you doing this circuit on these TV shows, because you're making a resurgence, bro. You've been gone." I'm like, I guess the diva is still there. So thank you for coming in. High five, Tarsus. Man, y'all, this is a crying shame. They say you don't never want to meet your heroes, but I don't ever want to say never, because not Justin Timberlake, y'all, just too many Justins in the world. Justin Bieber told me never say never, so I'm not gonna be saying I never want to meet my celebrity heroes, even though heroes is a strong word, but y'all know what I mean. If I meet them and they a total jerk, what's new? The people on the bus I get on with a total jerk. What's the difference? You expect just because they're celebrity, they're supposed to have a different personality. Celebrities are human just like you and I, and they just looked up with hard work and perseverance and got to where they are. So don't put too much expectations on these celebrities, thinking that they're supposed to be passing you out flowers and candy and Hallmark cards telling you, you know what, you too can be just as cool and as beautiful as me with these 5 easy steps. You know what, here's my card. Let's sit down and do lunch. Oh, please. You better be glad they looked in your direction. Now you can take that story home to tell. At least Hercules made a comeback. Boy, I was talking about, y'all, my leg is falling asleep. So yeah, I was talking about Hercules in the very first live stream, my first morning moo attempt today. I did talk about Hercules the shark because he had to go to work on Saturday. He stayed over and worked, and then he worked on Friday too. So Hercules was in the studio for quite a while, and he was tripping out. Man, it's a horrible feeling. And so Hercules the shark worked overtime for the first time ever in his YouTube career. And so he did good. He didn't get fatigued. He didn't get overly tired. He actually liked it. So I'm glad he was a good sport in that. So if you guys don't know, Hercules did make a makeup video, and it was a pre-recorded one. I know I have another video I'm going to have to make up because I didn't realize my live stream was breaking up so bad. It was a Freestyle Thursday one, so I will be making that up too, so I can try to reiterate what I was saying then. It's not the same, I was in a groove talking to you guys last Thursday about how, how long it took me to finally become a part of the YouTube partner, but you guys don't deserve to have crappy live stream reception. So I will remake that over and do my best to reiterate what I was saying last Thursday, so you won't miss anything. Once again, Hercules the shark was a good sport for working overtime. And yes, he will be compensated. A bonus will be going into his check this week. He already know. Hercules the shark was happy because somebody anonymously sent him and his family 4 large supreme pizzas from Pizza Hut. So whoever sent that, thank you, because it worked out great, because that was the day Hercules the shark actually had to stay over and work. I honestly think had somebody not sent those pizzas to his house, he would have been taking his blood pressure pills because he didn't want to have to work over. Oh man, so I'm looking for my cell phone, y'all, so I can give you the answer, or should I say, so I can give me the answer on how to safely and effectively drink the bubble tea without giving up the ghost at the booth by the window in the corner in the back of the tea shop. So to safely drink bubble tea and minimize the risk of choking on the large pearls or boba, here are a few tips. Sip slowly. You don't say. Chew thoroughly. Mind your straw. That's too many steps to be trying to think about in your head when I'm gathered around the table, talking with my friends, having a good time. You telling me I have to do all this stuff to safely and effectively drink some tea through a straw? You can have that. It's like I'm trying to do math. You don't do math when you going out hanging out with your friends at McDonald's. Yeah, girl, let's go get us a table at McDonald's and get some fish fillets and some fries and our Sunday. I know, girl, let's go. And then while we're there, we can take out our notebooks and start crunching numbers for next week's quota. Girl, are you serious right now? I don't have time for that. It's dangerous. It's got chew thoroughly. Mind your straw. Reduce pearl size if possible. Avoid distractions. This tea is not for me. I already come to the conclusion if I'm going to try attempting boba tea or bubble tea, I need a smaller straw because that's too much to be minded for. And I just want to have a good time and enjoy the atmosphere. Heck, I may not even like the tea. I like the aesthetics of it. And the fact that it's bringing me to, y'all, my hair, I'm trying to get it out of my face, but with this camera, everything is different from my cell phone camera. So I'm trying to push it out of my face, but I'm pushing my hair on the wrong side. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is 9:00 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on the morning move. One thing for sure, I am not late because I did show up at 5 a.m. To my dismay, the live stream was in shambles, but I showed up. But I can say I did find a cool app during the midst of my struggles. In Sydney, Australia, they are 16 hours ahead of us. It is 7:48 p.m. over there. So I can kindly say a good evening to y'all instead of saying good morning, good evening, good night, good day, whatever time it is over there for y'all. I finally found an app to give me the proper time so I won't be trying to do the math in my beautiful brain. So, good evening to all my cool people who are hanging out with this cow on today. It's evening for you guys, and over in California, it is 12:48 a.m. So that means it's 12:48 a.m. What does that mean? 3 hours behind. 3 hours behind. Y'all still in the dark. As I was saying, have you had that tea? It's dangerous. So once again, it says sip slowly. Take your time with each sip, allowing the liquid to enter gradually. That's too many steps. Chew. Ensure you chew each completely before. Mind your straw. Be aware of how quickly the pearls are traveling. That's too much. I cannot. So as I was saying in the beginning of this, I got that tea. I was trying to hold a conversation. I wasn't thinking about, oh my goodness, this is going to make me choke. I'm having a good time. Happy to be in a new atmosphere. half wondering why she picked me to hang out with her, half wondering my parents let me come way out here. We was like 6-7 hours away, so it seemed to me. That's how far away we seemed. Y'all let me come here with her. Cool. Number two, what is this tea? And I'm up here trying to hold a conversation with her, get to know the lay of the land of the campus, ask as many questions as my mind would allow me at that time. And during the midst of that, I'm sipping the tea and shoot, I'm done. Bubble tea is dangerous. If you aren't aware of your surroundings, if you don't feel like watching your drink far as being mindful of the bubbles that are in there, the tapioca, use a spoon or a smaller straw. The first time I had it, my friend bought it for me. I thought I was having a stroke. I didn't know if I should. Exactly. It's too many combinations in there. And I don't want it. I do not want the tea to be banned. But it should come with a precautionary warning. That's definitely something I would not want to give kids, because that's like, it's right up there with me. You know how they say when you're babysitting kids, do not give them small objects, because you know what can happen. Well, if you give them that, that's pretty much what's happening. It is. So the one I had was very clear, and it reminded me of a watered down ginger ale, and it was more strong than flavorful. However, I just enjoyed the experience after. Well, I should say I enjoyed the experience more before I almost lost my life choking on that stuff, not knowing how it was supposed to be eaten. But I'm willing to try it again under two circumstances. Avoid distractions. This was getting me. It says concentrate on your drink. Why would I want to concentrate on my drink? Concentrate on your drink, especially when the pearl is coming up through the straw, to manage the process effectively. Now, when I'm at McDonald's, I have my drink with me. The lid is on, the straw is perfect. I'm chatting with my family. We're watching the TV on there. We're looking at the crazy people running around in the parking lot, being stupid, having a good time. Who has time to be like, oh, watch out for ice chunks, girl? No, you just want to drink your drink from McDonald's and watch the idiots outside. You're not trying to be like, mind the ice. That's another thing that got me mad. When I was growing up, we had plastic cups for the kids and glass for the adults. Well, my parents treated me like Harry Potter before Harry Potter was the thing for y'all. So when I was a grown up, let's say I was 18, I was still in high school. I graduated high school when I was in 18. So when I'm 18, 19, blah, 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 I had a glass, and it's like they'll look at me like I'm crazy. Like, what you doing holding the glass? You need to be getting the cup. I'm like, why y'all looking at me? I have a glass now. I'm grown, fool. Y'all scaring me, making me think I'm gonna drop it now. Don't be looking at me with eyeballs of doubt. I'm 18. Give me a glass. You want to talk about, if you ever had a cow eyeball you, cows have a language. Follow with me now. Now, I've seen the cow's eyeball, because they really cannot look at you how I'm looking at you with my two eyes. Because the way their eyes are, one eyeball is here, the other is there. So they can only look at you with one big old eye. But when they look at you, they can either make you feel like you stupid, or they can look at you like they really care for you. Well, when my parents saw me pouring my glass with water and had the gall to put ice in it, they looked at me with that cow eye like I was stupid. You sure you gonna be able to carry that from the refrigerator to the table? Come on, yes. So I got some paper towels, y'all, to appease them, because they start scaring me. I had like 2 paper towels and I folded them up and wrapped it around the glass and I carried it to the table. The water sat there for a minute, but I didn't have a straw, so the ice melted a little faster than expected, right? So sometimes I'm not thinking about the ice because ice is supposed to just be ice and stay ice. I'm not expecting the ice to melt so fast. I mean, I just went to the refrigerator to the table. I'm loosely over exaggerating, but it was hot that day. Unless that was my blood pressure rising before I knew I had blood pressure, and I started melting the glass right when they was telling me you gonna be able to carry that glass from the kitchen to the table. Right in that moment is when the ice probably started to dissolve into the glass. So by the time the glass hit the table and I sat down, I commenced to drink the water. Lo and behold, some ice. I'm like, God, come on, not while they in here, because they're going to have something to say. I knew she wasn't going to be able to do it. Mm-hmm. I knew she wasn't going to be able to drink out of glass. I'm like, so y'all sitting around placing bets on me to see if whether or not I can drink out of glass or not. Boy, I tell you. So as I was saying, bubble tea is not for me unless I'm using a spoon and sipping it or drinking out of it like tea, drinking with tea, or request a smaller straw or bring my own straw just in case. Number 2, if I'm drinking out of a glass like grown people and I happen to put some ice in it, I have to be mindful that the ice will melt. And it can melt to the point where it can turn miraculously into bubble tea. And I catch a stray like I did at the cafe and be like, I don't want that to happen again neither. I know I'm not the only one who struggles with these things, but I'm going to be the only one on these internet streets confessing to it. Well, all y'all in replay land like, yo, that sure was me, says Anonymous. Moving forward, I should ask the computer, how many people have suffered through almost losing their lives drinking bubble tea? And it'd be like, this year or last year. I'm like, right now. I'm getting ready to see. And then it says safety practices. Avoid multitasking. Still by drinking, avoid multitasking. Sit still while drinking. Talking, running, or laughing while consuming boba increases the risk of the swallowing mechanism becoming lodged. So I was laughing and it happened. Age limit. Many experts recommend avoiding boba pearls from children under 5 years old. For toddlers, supervision. Children should never be left unattended while drinking bubble tea with pearls. And I was grown when I had it, and I still messed around and found out the hard way. Dun, dun, dun. Hercules don't eat people anymore, nor does he sample them. It says modified servings. For younger children, you can cut pearls into smaller pieces or serve the drink without a straw to reduce the likelihood of aspiration. I don't know what's worse, the straw or just drinking it straight up out of the cup. Give them a spoon. Don't give them that at all. You guys, you're going to have to give them bubble tea minus the bubbles in it because ain't nobody got time for that. I want to know, are there any incident reports? How do you spell incident? INCOD. This year about people on the tea. Now, if I didn't pull through, I would have been in the incident report of choking off of that tea. I would have made the news, just my luck, but I pulled through. It says here, oh no, that's not cool. In Singapore, reported in 2025, a 19-year-old woman passed away after inhaling 3 pearls when she drank on the straw that was partially blocked. See? You have to be careful drinking that. She passed away from that in Singapore in 2025. And she was 19, almost around the age when I had my drink. Nobody's thinking about being mindful of that. You're just having a good time. What? And then this happened, another one in Chongqing, China, September 25. A young one nearly passed away after choking on the pearls and losing consciousness. See, I thought honestly that's where I was headed, but I was trying to play it off because I was so embarrassed that that had happened. You know, it's like every time I go out somewhere, something stupid like this happened. And they gonna go back and tell everybody. But thankfully I pulled through. But I know I scared her because I was so red, and it looked like she was about to cause the scene. So, yeah, a young girl nearly passed away after choking on the pearls and losing consciousness. She was saved by multiple bystanders who performed the Heimlich maneuver on her in turns. Now, this happened to me when I was in Lansing, Michigan. Once again, the nice woman, Mrs. Van, she transitioned. She's no longer with us, but she took me out to see what college life was like for her as an adult. Miss Vance was probably in her early 40s at that time. We worked together, so I was like early teens. I got my first job in high school, so I was still in my high school years, but I got to go, and that's how I was introduced to the tea. She was a really nice woman, so I can say thanks to her. I know that not all Caucasian people are mean. She was a really nice, genuinely down to earth woman, and I could feel through and through that she didn't have any of that BS running through her body. You know, she was a really nice woman. So, shouts out to her, Miss Vance, and introducing me to the tea and actually caring while that was happening, you know. So moving forward, I don't even think I shared that story with my parents because I was worried that they were going to let me hang out with her again. So on that note, I'm going to read the survey, and it says, which beverage are you going to choose today? I'm going to pick hot chocolate. Nobody picked regular tea, and I mean nobody. 60% chose coffee. I did have coffee today. Currently in this thermos, I have tea. But after my first live stream, I did get some coffee. Before I just rolled over and got on the stream, I had to reset up everything. That's why it took so long. I had to set up shop again and do the sound checks. And just, it's weird. You should see how it looks. You guys cannot see what's going on the table and everything. Everything has to be restructured because my live stream setup is different. So I had to deal with all that. Thank you guys for the 100%. We've got hot chocolate. I'm part of that 20% who voted for hot chocolate. And somebody was bold enough to say bubble tea. You brave birds. I am on here, y'all. There it goes. My survey. What happened to my survey? I'm trying to scroll down on my survey so I can end it, and it's not letting me end. It's like, don't leave us. Oh, I'm gonna be back on later live stream, but it's gonna be about something totally different. The next live stream, I'm gonna be in my panda in my panda outfit, and I'm going to be reviewing Joe Budden podcast episode. I don't know, but it's that's not what it's called, but I don't remember the number, but it's already set on there. Dog, y'all won't even let me end poll. There we go. Bubble tea. Good luck with that. Teach his own. Like I said, I'm not afraid to try it again. Under two circumstances, I bring my own straw or use a spoon, because that's a dangerous drink. Thank you guys for tuning in as we work this whole thing out on live stream, not missing the beat. Until we get this wagon train rolling on all cylinders, you will find me for however long it be, reporting to you live, still on schedule, but horizontally until further notice. Thank you guys so much for coming in. Oh, snap. Really? I'm still mad at how Joe Budden handled that Migos interview. If that's the same one I saw. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children, pets, plants, animals, artificial intelligence, and all living, breathing things under the sun. My name is LA, pronounced like LA, like the city. I'm not from there, but I'm breezy, coming at you live, on schedule, and on time, no matter what. Thank you guys for coming in. High five to all of you. Bam! And I'll see you later on sometime today with my second live stream, because the show will go on. Now, will it let me in the stream? Or is that going to be hard for me to find too? I found the button. The struggle. Bye-bye.